All right, so now I'm going to import a new beat into my session, and I'm going to show you how to track your vocals. So this is the beat I'm going to use. Convert files. Done. Use current folder. I'm doing this process. So there's many ways you can import your beat. If you're on Mac's a little bit more fluid, where you can literally drag and drop the instrumental into the Pro Tools session. So now I have my beat. I'm going to drag it up into the actual beat track because that's routed properly. It's going to my submaster. My trim is activated, giving me 17.5 dBs of gain of reduction. And I'm not going to activate the EQ just yet. Now let's play it back here and let's see what we got.
Beats craze.
Because I had it labeled 127 beats per minute, I went up here, double-clicked, typed in 127, and then my entire markers and the tempo of the session has now been adjusted to that. So this, it looks a little bit big to me. I want to change it. I want to reduce it a bit. So I'm going to go over to the right hand side here, and I'm going to reduce this, the way that the files are seen, the regions, the tracks. And I'm going to go and I'm going to use relative grid because I want to adjust some things here. Cool. So that is my first verse. I'm going to bring over the hook because I'm not doing a hook off the hop. I'm going to bring the hook over and there we go. So now I got my beat in, everything's gain staged properly. I'm going to go over to the record side of things here, and I'm going to take a look at my interface. It's going to be my left line on my Apollo. That's good. This is going out to the master. That's fine. Perfect. I'm ready to go. Let me bring up my lyrics on my phone. And I have a number keypad on my keyboard. So I'm going to quickly just hit 3 on my number keypad. And you can see that that instantly starts the recording for me. So here we go. Let's do it again. Yeah. Check it. Yeah. Same guy, same high, same drug, same thug, same shikona with gang ties. It's the same shikona where men die. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes. But the blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living is pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled the gun out, know that he died for the cause. No, he won't bow to the law. Packing the sank and the sod. No backing out with his back to the wall. With his mom's praying for his son's life. He'll die screaming thug life. While the cops are ready to gunfight. It's a start to make it a long night. Cool. All right, so that's my first take. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to, now I know that's the length of my verse. Coming out of retirement, it's been a minute, but you know, I still got bars. Still got to bring the heat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this specific take. I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to listen back. As a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living in pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled the gun out, know that he died for the cause. No, he won't bow to the law. Packing the sank and the sod. Okay, so I didn't like what I said there. Like I said, it's supposed to be shank and the sod. So like a shank, like a knife, and then the sod, like a sawed-off shotgun. So this is my verse. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to close the hook folder. So I'm going to hold Shift and F, closes the folder. I'm going to bring this down to my verse folder. Now let's see what we have here. Same guy, same high, same drug, same thug, same shikona with gang ties. It's the same shikona where men die. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes. But some blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living in pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled it. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the rest of this part. I'm going to go into my slip mode up here. And I'm going to click where I want to delete. I hit S and it deletes everything from the right of the cursor. I don't like the intro. I'm going to hit A. It's going to delete everything to the left of the cursor, right? So from there, I'm going to set myself up for another take. And here we go. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes, but some blood as a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living in pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled the gun out, know that he died for the cause. No, he won't bow to the law. Hacking the shank and the sod. No backing out with his back to the wall. While his mom's praying for her son's life. He'll die screaming in dark life. Where the cops are ready to gunfight. That's a start to make it a long night. Okay, cool. Now let's see what we got. I'm going to grab that again, go into relative mode. I'm doing a quick little key shortcut, and that's F4 on my keyboard. F4 gives me relative mode, and F3 gives me spot mode. I can go into that a little more details down the road. And then F2 gives me slip mode. So F2 and F4 is usually how I navigate that. So relative mode, I'm going to bring it down. And now I have my first cascading to see what sounds good. I'm gonna go back to slip mode and let's just see what happens here. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes, but some blood as a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living in pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled the gun out, know that he died for the cause. No, he won't bow to the law. Hacking the shank and the sod. No backing out with his back to the wall. Cool, I like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete this part here. I don't know if you heard this, I'm gonna solo it, but I heard a little fuzzy sort of maybe interference that happened with the microphone. Let's see if that. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes, but some blood is a pain. Okay, no, let's see. Same shikona with gang ties. It's the same shikona with men die. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes, but some blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living in. There we go, life. So it sounds like there's a little bit of, you can see it too. There's a little bit of a distortion that's happening there. So what I'm going to do. Price, cause the life he was living in pure crime. The drama game banging. Because the life he was living in pure crime, I'm going to select that. I'm going to press X, and that's going to be now what I'm going to re-record. Let's do it. Same shikona with gang tie. Oh, I'm going to unsolo it. Perfect. Here we go. Same shikona with gang ties. It's the same shikona with men die. Blood on the pavement and teared eyes, but some blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living with pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. Same shikona with gang ties. It's the same shikona with. Okay, let's see if that was what I was supposed to say. I'm gonna hit Control T. That brings down, takes out everything I want, and then relative grid. Let's see. Blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living with pure crime. The drama game bang. Okay, cool. I like it. I'm gonna go back to slip mode, and then from there, I know this is all I want. So I'm going to hit Control T. I'm going to delete what wasn't selected. Blood is a payment and pay the price. Cause the life he was living with pure crime. The drama game banging was near mine. The moment he pulled the gun out, know that he died for the cause. No, he won't bow to the law. Hacking the shank and the sod. No backing out with his back to the wall. While his mom's praying for her son's life. He'll die screaming out dog life. Where the cops are ready to gunfight. That's a start to make it a long night. Cool. So that's my first verse. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record my hook. Open this up, Shift F. I'm going to go over to hook A, and that's where I'm going to drop the next part. So the hook here is pretty easy. It's more of a chant. So let's do it. Here we go. Praying for her son's life. He'll die screaming out dog life. Where the cops are ready to gunfight. That's a start to make it a long night. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, I conquer the darkness inside. Okay, so that is the hook. I'm going to select that. I'm in slip mode. I'm going to go to relative so I can drop it down without it sliding on me. All right, so a couple things here that I wanted to point out. Let's listen to it. Night, veni, vidi, vici, veni, vidi, vici, veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said. Okay, so there's a call and a response. I think what I want to do is I want to be able to say, above all the darkness I rise with a fresh breath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here to the solo. I'm going to solo the track. I'm going to go into slip mode so I can select a bit easier. I'm going to listen. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, veni, vidi. Cool, I'm going to delete that. X. And then I think I have it here too. I conquered the darkness inside. Cool. Let's delete that. Now I'm going to again record my part of the hook. Here we go. For her son's life, he'll die screaming no dog life. Where the cops are ready to gunfight. That's a start to make it a long night. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, you know what? Let me do it again, because I think I like when I say this part here. I said, right? That sounds cool. Let's delete it. And that's for her son's life. He'll die screaming no dog life. Where the cops are ready to gunfight. That's a start to make it a long night. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, done. Okay, so I did do parts of it just to kind of get the vibe for what I was saying, but I don't want that. What I want is the response. That's what I want. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come over here, delete that. Perfect. Now I'm going to go back into relative mode. This is important. Make sure you're doing this in relative mode, because relative mode helps you to stay within the timing of your session. So no matter where you cut, no matter if you're cutting off a bar, if you're cutting off the actual grid, the track is going to stay with the timing that you cut. And if you didn't, and if you cut with grid, it's gonna, when you move it, it's gonna slide it over to the grid. It's gonna lock it in. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it on relative mode. Okay, so I'm gonna grab both of these, holding shift. I'm gonna drop these down. Oh, we saw that happen. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do that again. I saw it slide over. Why? Because I'm not in relative mode. Let's go to relative mode. I'm going to grab this, grab that, slide her down. Boom. Let's listen back here. Start to make it a long night. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, cool. All right, so that is the first run of the chorus. It repeats. So let's repeat it. So this is, again, very important. Relative grid. You need to stay in relative grid. I'm going to show you what being in actual grid mode does when you're trying to fly your chorus over. This is called flying a chorus. I'm going to grab it. It doesn't let me go on the timing, but instead it pushes the beginning of that track, of that region, over to the next bar. That's not good for timing. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to relative grid, and now I'm going to slide it over, and now look at that. I can hit the timing exactly how I had it, and that should allow me to have my vocals flown on time. Let's check. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Above all the darkness I rise. I said, Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, Veni. Awesome. So I don't like saying I said, Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. I said, nope. So I'm just going to say, I conquered the darkness inside. All right, let's do that. I'm just going to give me a little bit of time, and we're going to go. Veni, vidi, vici. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. All right. Cool. Now I'm going to go back to slip, delete what I don't want, go back to relative, drag and drop. See how quick that is once you get used to it. Veni, vidi, vici. I conquered the darkness inside. Cool. So my hook is done. All right. So this wouldn't be a full example if I didn't start to show you how to use the layers and the ad-libs. And I'll do that on the next video.